Hello, it's Mother Willow Moon, and I'm back with this Sunday's Broom and Brew. So grab your favorite drink and find a comfortable place and let's talk. Let's talk about magical things. And today we're going to be talking about something that's magical that people don't actually think of as magic, and that is the mundane. The mundane is not a separate path from the magical. Some people feel like, I'm trying to overcome the mundane. Well, you're not trying to overcome the mundane. You're trying to learn how to magically enhance the mundane. And a lot of people are talking about this because this weekend in a conference class that I attended with my friend Lily, the lady was talking about the magical and the mundane and how they go together. So I was thinking either that was a sign for me not to do that because, I'm just now hearing a class about it, or it was a sign that I'm on the right track because people are talking about it. So I decided to go with plan B. People are talking about it. So let's continue to talk about it. And what I have to say is a little different anyway. I want to talk about how these two things come together to create the life you want if you're choosing a magical life. And let's do a paradigm shift from when you first are born and until you're a kid, all the way up until you have finally make a decision. You're on that mundane path. We all are, everybody who's born. And as we learn and grow from our parents, our choices are usually, do I do what my parents say or do I try this wild and crazy thing I have in my brain? And the brain tends to win out more times than not, getting you in either a lot of trouble or making you a creative genius. I'm going to take a drink of what I need, which is water. And so, this path that you're on continues until you have another choice. And you are awakened to see the different maps. Sometimes you only see one or two at first because that's all you know. But as you grow and you learn more, you start to see different maps. And if you're on our path, the magical path, you choose the magical map. When you open that map, there is a lot to see. The big ball of yarn. The world's largest aluminum foil ball. The biggest pancake in the world. I would go see that. Lots of magical things to choose from. And you decide, you make that decision, which one you're going to utilize to enhance your life. This could happen from something as simple as doing affirmations every morning. I am transforming. I am becoming magical. To something, maybe not as great, but still in the realm of a little bit more advanced, shielding your car as you drive down the street. I do this all the time. I close my eyes before I take off, and I just see a bubble coming out of me, surrounding me, my shield that I use, and I just push it out and watch it just slip over all the edges of my car and under my car, and I say, we are going to have a safe journey. And that's all. And then I drive. And I've only had one time when I hit the rear end of a deer, and the deer was absolutely fine, jumped over the fence and ran off, but my car was not fine. Dang it! The only wreck that I've had, and it wasn't even a wreck, I drove home, but the only time I've had a problem, and that was driving way too late at night. So, when I think about that magical enhancement, it's what helps me to know. I get a feeling I need to slow down. I get a feeling there's trouble up ahead. I get a feeling that I'm just fine. And it's not audible. It's not like in my brain it's saying everything is fine. It's in your body. You get vibrations. And that's the magical world. Once you become aware of the magical world, you infuse your mundane life with it. So your mundane life is the foundation. And the magical is what enhances it, to make it beautiful, to make it fun. It could be talking to your plants. Grow big, grow strong. Let me show you how. Grow like this, That's sympathetic magic. So anything that you do can be turned into something magical. And something that they said this weekend quite a bit from a couple of different teachers is we need to have adept magical people that learn their basics first. And that is to be able to ground and center, and to be able to shield. Make sure you can do that. And to be able to visualize. Those things will help you take your mundane world. Like, what am I going to wear today? Picky, 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 picky. What shirt is jumping out at me? And then, I look good. So anything can be enhanced. Burning lavender in your home to keep it calm and keep everybody in good spirits. Burning a candle to send energy to a friend that's in need. Being able to harvest energy. That's something I learned this weekend, which is really cool because I do it and I didn't even know I was doing it. I didn't know it had a name. So welcome to 30 years of witchcraft and learning something new. It has a name. We never stop learning. We never stop trying to infuse our world with magic. We become so aware of nature and the natural world around us that we can tell when something's not right. We can just walk down the street around a bunch of people and get a feeling like we need to get back home. Or we can look outside and see the clouds and think, that's starting to look like a storm. Nobody else is paying attention, but we are paying attention. We're witches. We pay attention to the natural world. We pay attention to the things that we're doing. One of the classes that I took was it started out with learning how to become focused. The goddess and the warrior. And the warrior is the focus. We're going to get really focused. I have read a book by Jack Canfield and two other authors on the power of focus. We have to have our focus. That is magic. When we're multitasking, we have to learn how to focus and bounce from one thing to the next, or else we will fail. Or it will become frustrating, or it will become something that we dread doing. A witch seeks to control that's what inside of herself or himself, and then manifest it out into the world around them. And for 24 years of practicing magic and being married and having a family, I created my own world. I even got made fun of for it as an adult. But that's okay. I don't mind. Because I choose to create the world I want to live in. And it has been very hard winding up getting worse and worse. And now I'm in a wheelchair and I spend a lot of time on bed rest. So some of these videos might come from my bed. Just go with it. We're together. Hey, we got this. I have something to say about everything, so don't worry. But it's been harder because now I have to get past the frustration of not being able to manifest the thing I want. So I have to work harder on my manifestation work, my visualization work, my meditation. They talk a lot about breathing, taking deep breaths. I do that a lot, especially when I'm meditating. I take a breath in through my nose, out through my mouth, to get calm and ready to do just about anything, because everything feels different now. Everything is a little harder than it used to be. But guess what? I'm going to get better at it. I'm going to practice, and I'm going to be able to overcome it, because it is a limitation here. Doesn't mean that it's a limitation in my magical practice, in my magical world. And I'm learning new things. That's another thing. We have to take our mundane world and see what the problem is. And then we need to say, okay, this is the problem. How can I solve this? And then you can search your magic books, or you can talk to somebody magical. How do you get past this? How do you, because everything that's mundane, even, I can't get past my depression or my grief, it's shadow working. We even work through those things. We just do them in a very magical way, but it's who we are. Everything inside of us is that magical person. You are magic. You were born that way, and it's a path that you chose because you recognized it. You saw it. Not everybody sees it, so they believe it's not real. But you saw it. And you have it in you to learn and become adept at actually working energy and working magic. You have to remember, your life is not separate from magic. We don't worship a God that's way far, far away from us. It's in everything all around us. We're surrounded by magic. So this week, as you go through your mundane life, see how many mundane things you can turn into something magical. And until I see you next week, blessed be.